Hey guys, Enigma here, doing my last deck profile for the night. This is by far one of my favorite decks to play. It takes a lot of skill to play this deck. A lot of people just don't understand how this deck works. They think that only some of it is viable. You know, when people use different cards for a different deck, like Omega for zombies, or Lambda for everything in general, or Gamma for hand traps. There's a lot of PsyFrame usage, but the deck itself isn't actually used as much, and it's kind of sucky to see. I feel like this deck is just so underrated for what it is. All I have to say is bring my brother Omega back to 3. That's all I have to say. I know everyone's going to be like, oh no, 3, it's horrible. Well, I'm just going to leave a little sneak peek here. 3 Omega. Think about it. It is a broken card. But all they have to do is change the 1 tuner and plus 1 or more non-tuner to have a restriction to be PsyFrame made only. That's it. You have to use a PsyFrame tuner or a PsyFrame non-tuner, like Driver. The moment it goes from being generic to not generic, you get 3 back. No one's going to be playing this deck, and if they do, then go for them, because I've seen almost no one play this deck in the 3 or 4 years that it's been out. I've seen 4 other PsyFrame players. So, let's get started. 3 Driver. Now, in every other deck list, you see 2 Driver. Why do I play 3? I play the 3rd Driver because of the field spell. Yes, it bricks. Yes, it's a level 6 normal monster that bricks. But your opponent realizes that you're playing PsyFrames. The only reason they know how to play against you is because they have played it before. They have a friend or something that just played it before. So they know how to beat this deck is by getting rid of these. You get rid of these, you win. There's no other way to win against PsyFrames. You can't outbeat them, you can't outgrind them. They will outgrind you. So, 3 Driver is a must for me because you have to outgrind your opponent. 2 Multi-Threader. I think of it as more of just more drivers, but it also protects the field spell. I would almost want to put this one at 3 and then Driver at 2, but Driver is just that good. This protects your field spell from being destroyed. You need your field spell to do anything in this deck. Yeah, that's all I have to say on that. 3 PsyFrame Lord Gamma. PsyFrame Gear Gamma, sorry. Best hand trap in the deck, by far. The whole deck's hand traps, if you didn't know. This one negates monster effects. 3 Beta. Some people play 2. That's alright. It just means that you're probably playing traps to help protect you while you have no monsters on your field. So I like to play 3 Beta. And people always think when you play this deck, you have a Beta in hand. When you don't. The best feeling in the world. 3 Alpha. Your opponent summons something, you get to summon this. That's it. That's pretty much it. It's just they normal summon, they special summon. You not only get to special summon this and then blow up their field with the Black Rose, but then after you summon this, you get to search for any PsyFrame. You don't have that field spell. If they just pop the field spell, you're kind of screwed. You get the search, but you don't get the summon. You get the trap. You can get one of the other hand traps. It is completely broken. So, It's one of the better cards in the deck for me personally. 2 Delta, PsyFrame geared. Oh, there we go. Fix that. 2 Delta, which is the spell negates. You don't see it pop up too often, but you get to at least use it at least once or twice in a duel. So I like to have the 2. And then the Epsilon. Last time I saw anyone play this card was when ABC was heavily used back in the day. And no one was playing the Gammas. They were playing the Epsilon with the driver. 2 or 3 Epsilon first driver. Because no one wanted to be evenly matched. This was an evenly matched out. Which was amazing. But now, since we have Lambda, you could actually main deck this card. Because before you couldn't, because the only reason people would use a trap is to use it against a monster you have. And so you have to have a monster on the field for this. You have to have no monsters on the field to activate this. So that's where it is right now. These are the PsyFrames. And let's get to the rest of the monsters. I'm playing 3 Galaxy Worm. Yes, there are better cards. No, I will not put them in. Galaxy Worm is the one I found that's a light monster. No one sees it coming. Basically, what it does is when it's normal summoned and you control no other monsters, which it does. You never have other monsters. You can special summon a level 3 or lower effect monster from the deck. Even if the one is negated, you have the other one to go into to get the other one from the deck. You draw 2 of them, you still have at least another target in deck. So it's never dead, which I love, because you get Sangan 2 Tour Guide, right? Sangan can get the search for one of the other hand traps, but then you can't use it for the turn. Tour Guide, the moment you draw the Sangan, they're both pretty much dead, you know? So I like having the 3 consistently be able to get out. And this is mainly just for the first turn Lambda. You get that normal summon out of there. This deck doesn't normal summon except for one other card. Card D. I bet no one's seen this card in the last 5 years. And there's a reason why. It is horrible. Except in this deck. Literally, you do everything. You're like, okay, I'm done. Summon, tribute, draw 2. You just get 2 more hand traps. It is one of the best draw power cards for this deck. Sadly, it gets ashed like 90% of the time, but you know. Yeah. Let's get on to the spells here. 3 PsyFrame Circuit. Circuit is the best PsyFrame card in general. Just not only does it let you synchro on your turn with an Honest in hand, but it synchros on your opponent's turn immediately. So sadly, it does get like MST. It just pops it. You know, it's something they get rid of it. They pop it. You can't do that. But it is just one of those cards that just, it's a field spell that you need for the deck. Yeah. Psychic Field Zone. Now, some people play 2. They think 3 is too much. I think 3 is just enough for the use of this. Because if your opponent knows how to play this deck, most of the time they don't. I would say maybe after you go, if you want, you can play 2. And if they know how to play against the deck, you can put the 3rd one in from the side. That's probably the best. But everyone at my locals knows how to play against this deck, so I play 3. So they banish my drivers. I'm getting them back. They think they can get rid of them. I got plays. I got plays. 1 emergency teleport. Why is there an emergency teleport in the PsyFrame deck? One reason. Multi-threader. Its effect, if you special summon a PsyFrame tuner to the field while this is in grave, you can special summon this, but then banish it when it leaves. So it's just a free Omega. Activate it, summon Delta, summon that from the grave because you protected the field spell. Boom, Omega. Foolish Burial Goods for the trap in the deck. I'll show you that here soon. And 1 Psychic Path, because if you banish your tuners, you might want to get them to your hand for more hand trap usage. Plus, if you don't have the field spell, then you're really going to be lacking in the tuner department. So, since they all banish at the end phase. And no, I do not forget Terraforming. It's at 1. It sucks. That's at 1. You need to get that field spell out as soon as you can. That's why I play the 1 metaverse. So, just get out of the way. Next, 3 PsyFrame Overload. The original best trap card for basically making anything face down. It is by far the best way to handle that. Not only banishing from your hand, which makes the Psychic Field Zone live and the Psychic Path live, but then you get to banish one of your opponent's monsters or cards face down. They're not seeing it for the rest of the game. That is completely broken by all standards. That's why everyone plays evenly matched. It's exactly why everyone plays evenly matched. It's just that broken. So, yeah. Next, sorry, it's dragging just a little bit here, guys. Just a few more cards here. Two Drowning Mirror Force. No one has underestimated Mirror Force as much as this one. Everyone like, oh, you have beta in hand. I'm gonna be careful, and they can't, be destroyed by card effect. Okay, attack. Drowning Mirror Force. Return them all to deck. It is completely broken in this deck. You never have a monster out in the field, and if you do, you probably have no use for this. But honestly, it is one of the best Mirror Force, and I just love it in this deck. It is just broken. Next, 2 Evenly Matched. They're in different sleeves because they're from a different deck, but I played 2. Really just because 3 you do want to see for that second turn, but I main deck it, so main decking it, I only want to play 2. I don't want to see it in my first turn if I go first, because I want to be able to set up for my opponent to be able to set up for a Black Rose on their turn or a Omega. So, and finally, I had this just in there for, from the last format, 2 strike. And then the warning could be a judgment. So, yes, this is a 45 card deck, but only because people think that they can outlast PsyFrames. They're like, oh, I'm just not going to play at all. Well, if you have no cards on your board or anything, we're gonna outplay you. That's all I have to say. PsyFrames, they know how to play without having you play. Just get that misconception out of your head. PsyFrames know what they're doing. If you're a PsyFrame player, you know how to get around people that are not playing. You know how to get around people who do know how to play against you. So, onto the extra deck, 2 Lambda. You can also use any rank 3 you want for this right here. I use just the Break Sword because Galaxy Worm, some of the Galaxy Worm, some of them have Galaxy Worm. If you need the Break Sword to be able to pop something on the field, then you can just go for it. 3 PsyFrame Lord Zeta. Why do I need 3 in this deck? You could play 2. They recycle themselves. But with this new format coming up, you're just going to be summoning a lot more. Zeta is the Omega for the deck. It sucks that it is, but I would put this down to 2 if there was 3 Omega. That's all I have to, yeah. But there's only 1 Omega, so 3 Zeta. Next, the 1 Omega. Bring him back to 3, please. He is needed at 3. 2 would make this deck live and scary. Yes, you could do hand loops, but man, it is one of my favorite cards in the game. Especially if this deck is one of my favorite decks in the game. So please bring it back to 3. Just errata it. That's all. It'd be fine. Errata it. Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. It comes up occasionally. With this new format coming out, you're going to be seeing it a lot more. FA Dawn Dragster, just because it's the level manipulation, I believe. Piercing damage. Yeah, if you're a single player, you know why this is in here. It's been a while since I actually kind of looked at this extra deck. It's a little hard for me to keep up with how many decks I have, trying to remember every single card. I have about 25 to 30 decks here, so just trying to get out some of the content here for you guys. Yeah. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Didn't see a lot of play from the last format, but this new format, again, level 5 or higher, you're going to be seeing a lot more of it. Glad I have my copy. Black Rose Dragon, again, you can just Black Rose their field on their turn. They have nothing. They pass to you, and then you have full opportunity to do everything you need to. 1 Michael. There's actually 2 reasons I'm using this. First one, mainly just because it's a really nice level 7 that this deck can go into. You pay 1,000 life points, target a field and banish it. Great synchro. Second reason, we might be seeing a lot of Light Sworns in this deck, in this new format. It's one of those that is just really underrated that we'll be seeing. So in the side deck, I will be putting cherries just to make sure to not see that. And then Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, not Clear Wing, sorry, Crystal Wing. You can make it in the deck, especially with E-Telly. Yeah, it's not that bad. Thought Ruler, it's a psychic that you can summon, so if you're under the restriction, then you can go for it. And then finally, the last one, Overmind Archfiend. And you're going to be thinking, how do you summon this in this deck? How? There's no way. Well, there was a ruling back in the day, and it is still here. And it's the main reason people played Psychic Field Zone in the first place here. Psychic Field Zone, select 2 of your removed play monsters, special summon 1 Psychic type Synchro monster from your extra deck in defense. Special summon, not Synchro summon, special summon. To summon this monster, it says 1 Psychic type tuner and 2 or more. That's the what you need to Synchro summon it. You don't need that to special summon it. So you're just special summoning it, which is completely broken to surpass the restrictions on this card. is you can just banish things over and over, and then just when this is gone, you have so much to work with. That, and it's just a 33 beat stick you can have for the next turn if you really need to. So, and that's just banishing. That's just using one of your synchros if you have the high enough level. So, yeah, that's the deck, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Let me know again if you want to see any new videos, what kind of videos you want to see. I do have Xbox, Switch. I just recently bought Animal Crossing. I do have a gaming PC. I play Apex. I play PUBG. I do have Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. If you guys want to duel me on there, let me know in the comments. Yeah. You guys have a good one. Enigma out.